Hey guys, Tbull here. Today we got to look at the pinnacle of the new American battleship line, Kansas. We got Lee on the screen there. Note the reload, note the traverse. No emphasis on accuracy at all. Here we got some look at the armor. 32 plating around, and then look at the spaced armor. We got the sides, 32. And then I'm trying to highlight here inner plate, 273 armor belt insulated on the inside of that outward plating. So interesting armor scheme, a little bit of a spaced armor scheme there. You never really know what we're going to get when we're shooting at ships like this. Same thing with the California. A lot of you guys have that one. Kind of an oddball when you're shooting at it. So you never know. I'm finding the armor to be pretty nice. Getting a lot of dreadnoughts with this Lee build. You get the 5 heels, of course. Here we got the new map, whatever this one's called, and then we're playing North of Sea. Pick this game out. I had a lot of games to pick from. I'm really liking the Kansas. Okay, this is climbing to the top of my favorite tech tree tier 7 battleships. If it's not already at the top there, getting pretty close. But here we're going to see the guns in action. We're going to see some movement on the map. I want to note, if you saw the ship build, we do have it maxed now, but in this game, no engine mod. So we're running a little bit slower, about 2.5 knots in the water slower. Want to highlight the difference between this and the Iowa as we're getting going. If you put on the same build, I swapped on Lee for both of them, compared the stats. This particular ship, 7.5 seconds slower on the reload than the Iowa. And Alabama's able to sneak a shot over the ridge there. Luckily, we don't get a lot of damage there. Well, got about 8k, give or take. So that was a decent shot. He's now disengaged behind the island. 5 knots slower than the Iowa in terms of travel speed. And that's with the upgraded ship. So significantly slower. And in fact, I believe this is one of the slowest tech tree battleship. I think it's the slowest tech tree battleship, tier 7. And then, focusing on the mobility still, we got better turning, 220 meters better on the turn radius, which is quite a bit tighter on this, and 7 seconds better rudder shift. So, in terms of max speed, Iowa takes the cake. In terms of your maneuverability when it comes to turning, Kansas, much better. Okay, so very slow reload. That's kind of why we have Paulo on this build, to try and mitigate some of that. That's kind of holds true up and down the line. So I'm finding Lee to be a pretty good commander for the new battleship line here. Algerie pops up here. We're going to go ahead and see if we can give him a little tickle in the sides here. And you got to be careful when the Kansas is targeting you. Higon! As the Algerie soon finds out there. And this is not uncommon, okay? This thing. And keep in mind, once again, I want to emphasize, Lee, no accuracy. You want to put Sims on there, we're going to lose some durability, we're going to lose some heals. You're going to lose a couple of heals if you got a max Lee. But you get Sims on there, the guns are going to tighten up even more. So, have played it a fair amount with Sims on there. Like that build. I just kind of find Lee to be a little bit better. Tankier, guns still laser accurate. I mean, what's not to like about the Kansas? So, you got to look out for this thing. Here, we're kind of being hampered by the slow speed. And we're being careful because we're plain spotted, but I am trying to flank. And this map is designed to flank these caps. There's enough separation. You can see we're north of C. We can't really project into B. Now, we don't have a range build on here. Perhaps some ships could, but it's kind of designed to have both ends of the map, east and west, focusing on their home, on the caps that they're near, and then moving around those islands, flanking the positions. That's how the map is designed to be played. That's how it generally plays pretty well. So we're going to be pulling towards the center here. We got a Megami, we got a Bismarck, and then we got that battleship in the back. I believe it's the Alabama coming this way. So I'm kind of hoping we can get over here before the Megami attacks the cap. You can see we're up a ship here. We're up big on the score, and that's because we got C and B. They got nothing but their home cap. So if we can make this move aggressively, keep them out of here, things are looking up. So once again, we'd normally be moving around a little bit better. Megami notices us just in the nick of time, just starts moving forward there before we can blast them. And we can expect torpedoes, okay? Anytime the Megami's rear of the ship is kind of pointed towards you, Torp's coming, and there we slam on the brakes, turn in, and we're going to be able to successfully dodge this. But keep in mind what he's going to be doing. He's going to be flipping around like the fish, trying to get the other torps off. I am aware. I play the Megami quite a bit. I know exactly what he's trying to do when I see him turning the ship all the way around there. Now we can expect more. In fact, a double salvo here. Due to the low speed on this build, again, no engine mod on the ship yet, we might have some problems with these torps. And there I was a little bit disappointed that we didn't delete the Megami. He might have still been in the process of launching the torps there. Probably not. You should have been able to get him off by then, but had we killed him, perhaps we would have saved a little bit of HP, because we will be getting torps coming our way. We're holding on to that damage control just because we're assuming we're going to be encountering a flood here, and then the fire goes out on its own anyways. Here's the salvos right here. They're coming, and we're going to go ahead and try and turn in, dodge as many of those as we can, but we will take a little bit. So in retribution, we go ahead and send some kill shot downrange towards the Megami, take him out. Now we've defended C. We got the Alabama and the Bismarck behind it, but they're more shoved back towards their home cap. And it looks like B's going fairly well over there as well. So this game's going pretty good so far. So, like I said, there's plenty of footage to choose from with this Kansas. I find it to be a pretty good battleship. Slow speed aside, and this is going to be one of those ships that you need to be focusing on with the Americans in general. Any slow American battleship, you can't be pulling it to the wing. Like, if I'm all the way on that western side going around the island where those guys are, and they're kind of late to the party here, we could use some support, but you can't really take positions where you're going to be blocked by huge islands, or you're going to be out of range for minutes on end, because it takes a while to get around there. Okay, so we should always be, if we're in, Wyoming through Colorado on the first battleship line, or whatever it is, Nevada through this on the new battleship line with the Americans, slow speed means we can't take ourselves out of position. Very, very rarely is it going to pay, because, let's say we resolve this fight over here, but then we're needed on the other end. The further we are from the center of the map, the longer it's going to take to get over there. So you got to be really focusing on that position. Georgia's pretty fast in terms of these ships, but probably wouldn't take them all the way to the edge of the map like this. Anyway, we're getting pretty low here in terms of health. Alabama combining fire with the Bismarck. Surprised the Bismarck secondaries aren't chewing us up more. Maybe he's gotten some HE spam throughout the map, or throughout the match, and some of those guns are knocked out. Regardless, we're about to sink here. We do get the heal off. Maybe that'll preserve us. We're trying to get the turrets on there, and pretty good turret traverse with this build. Again, Kedrov, high level, and better turret traverse than we would find on the Iowa. So we're able to squeeze off some decent shots there. And now we're moving forward. We'd ideally like to get someone to go to their home cap, one of those ships that's relatively near it. Again, Kansas, we don't have the mobility to be moving around the caps, but they only have 3 ships left. We're trying to create separation between us and our teammates, allow for some of those crossfires. Siegfried coming around first. He's my prime target over here. Very dangerous guns on that. We'd like to get rid of him as soon as possible. Gonna go ahead and fire the shots. And luckily our North Carolina Dev strikes him before we get in the shots on target. So we lost a little bit of damage there, but not a problem. Got a very dangerous ship. The Siegfried can tear up anything, essentially. So you want to get rid of that ship whenever possible. We got a Florida. I'm not worried about the Florida. We can angle against that. We got a Wichita. That one could cause a little bit of problems. Good AP, good HE. So you could take your pick. I'm just going to keep an eye on who my team's targeting here, see if we can get a juicy salve off, help them out. At this point in time, it'd be tough to lose this game, but you never know. Your team will try and come up with creative ways. Wichita lets his crew off on the beach. Anyone who wants to get off with their life, and then we go ahead and take him out with a nice little shot in the Confederate. So I don't think we're going to get a high caliber of this match, but we got a fair amount of damage. We got the Dev Strike. I think we're going to get a Dreadnought. You can see how low with the health we are there, just shy of 650 HP, whatever it was down to. And now we're just angling in the Florida. He's got light caliber guns, gets a little bit of damage in the superstructure, but nothing that we're afraid of there. So if we don't win by kills here, you can see the score is about to conclude. But my thoughts on the Kansas, really liking it. Like I said earlier, I think you guys are going to like this ship. I think it's worth grinding out. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Interested to see your thoughts on the new line as a whole, and the Kansas in particular. That's going to do it for that one, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up. New to the channel, consider subscribing. We got lots of World of Warships coming all the time. Questions, comments, leave them below. Love to hear from you, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.